when I first started and I hooked up my neighborhood, I initially hooked it up just a tower across the street because I said, if I cannot service my neighbors, I cannot service miles out into my community. You know, all I have to do for my neighbors is put a ladder on my shoulder and my work bag on my other shoulder and head across the street. So as I got them hooked up and everything's working great, me and my wife are out in this porch swing, and you know, she says something along the lines of, "Are you looking over your empire?" And I said, "I am. Right now it's square feet, but soon it will be square miles." And in 1 year, I went from square feet to now I service over 50 square miles of coverage and all I cover is my county. I don't go anywhere else, I just cover my county. So I'm up to 50 square feet. My plans are for next year 50 square feet, there I go. But 50 square miles, and next year I hope to be up to 100 square miles. I cover currently 900 homes, and so it's just very excellent. I have about 75 customers. So what did I do to begin with? Out of raising your hands, who here can see the first mistake? Everybody? This was my first, that was the one that hooked up my neighbors. I learned from my mistake. First off, the wonderful UPS that's at the bottom. Second off, the holes from the top. So I learned from my mistakes very quickly after the first storm that you do not drill holes in the top of your box. So yeah, it was a bad day for me. So I learned from my mistakes, and I like to tell anyone else that's here, go do your mistakes. Go ahead, do them. Because if you don't do them, you'll never ever learn. And that's how I learned. And that's how everyone else is going to learn too. So this is my main tower. I call it my Hoover Pike Tower. And how I got it is a very interesting story. I literally went around knocking on people's doors that had towers. And I said, "Hey, you have a tower at your house. Can I use it, or can I buy it off you, or can I take it down, or you know, if you're not using it, can I take it down and move it somewhere else?" So the tower right here actually used to be owned by another Wisp many years ago. So I actually contacted that Wisp and I said, "Hey, are you guys using that tower?" And they go, "No. We could never get the service out there to work because the shop was just too far away. We don't want to take it down. You can have it." So it's a Ron 45, 80 foot tall. That's a really good tower for the price of zero. And that's my main tower right now. That's where my head end comes into, and it feeds everywhere else. So how I got it is I put boots on the ground. So if you're a current Wisp, put your boots on the ground, knock on the doors. Don't go there in a t-shirt and everything. Look the part. Okay, because I guarantee you, people out in the country, if you're walking up with a t-shirt and no hat, no hard hat, they're gonna pull a gun on you. I've only had it done once, and then I continued to wear my hard hat after that because I learned my lesson. Now, this is Wispapalooza last year. This is actually Nathan up on stage, and I took the picture because I wanted to remember. I wanted to remember all the networking that I got, all the friends I make. I now go to Wispapalooza events, and people look for me. They look for the guy from Kentucky. I'm 75 subs. I have 3 employees, me, myself, and I. I have to watch out for myself. He likes to drink in Vegas. So, you know, but people look for me now, and that's an awesome experience. So network, walk up to people. You know, you like speed dating. That sounds really dumb. Do it. Do it with every bone in your body. Go after it. Because if you don't, you won't succeed. And the people that I've learned from here push me even further. Now, I want to say one thing. I want to give credit to my biggest salesperson, the local DSL provider in my area. This box is actually very special, and it's what I use to sell DSL. There is a very small road, it's about 3 miles long, and the customers go to get bonded connections so you know they can get faster than 5 meg internet, and the DSL provider says, the box at the end of the road is full. It looks full to me, it's full of hopes and dreams. Now, I almost have every customer on that road because I take that picture to the customer and I say, are you talking about this box? This box here that's full? And they go, they've been lying to me the whole time? I said, if you only knew, that's only part of the truth. So yes, my local DSL company is my biggest salesperson. And actually a lot of their technicians now tell customers that look for KentuckyFi. Try out KentuckyFi. They'll get you better service than we will. So it's been an awesome experience because as all of us know, no one can get anything done on you're doing 20% packet loss at 3 megs. You're sure aren't watching Netflix. You're lucky to get an email downloaded. So go around to your community but don't be rude about it. Don't bash the company. Let your customers do it. They'll have fun with it. The other thing is, find a company, that could be any company. My company just happens to be Vilo. They could be any company. Get with them, work with them, and they will work with you. Talk to them. It's just like any other tool. I'm sure all of you have tools in your toolbox that you've never touched. And then you look at it and go, why did I purchase it? Well, I thought it looked cool at the time. It was big and flashy, but you never used it. Call your companies that you're working with, whether that be Vilo, whether that be Calix, whoever it is, make phone calls. This doesn't look right. This doesn't feel right. This doesn't sound right. Because at the end of the day, your customers don't know that company, whoever it is. They know you. They're going to call you. So those companies, you need to work with them and treat them as a tool. My favorite thing to say is, it's in one of Vilo's handbooks. It literally says, I have Vilo as an employee of mine. They work for me. So as an employee, I would tell them what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. You should do that with all the companies. My other thing is, take leaps. Try something new. Believe it or not, that is brand new Ubiquiti products. It could be anything. This is 60 gigahertz. This is their new wave technology. I'm a big Ubiquiti person just because I've been using it so long. I've been using it for 10 years. A lot of people dog Ubiquiti for one reason or another. With me, I'm the guy at 3 a.m. that's fixing the tower site. So at 3 a.m., I want to be comfortable with something. I'm comfortable with Ubiquiti. But I took a leap and I tried the 60 gigahertz stuff. I'm learning a lot of stuff. Basically, that site right there, if the tower is not in the site, you're not going to get connected. It's not going to show up. It's not going to connect at all. So take a leap, do something new. Now, back to my DSL provider. That is my customer to the right. If you notice, you can see the light beam. To the left is the local DSL POP. The customer called me up and said, hey John, I want your service. I was like, okay. I got to their house, and before the install, I walked in their house. I said, I'm just curious. Why are you picking me over the local DSL provider? And they said, oh, I get 200 megs when it works. It's been down 3 days for the last week. Understand that they could get things wrong. They're guaranteed to get things wrong. The big companies that you're scared of, they're going to get things wrong. We're all going to get things wrong. Take advantage of it. Right there, literally, I don't know why they cannot fix that customer's connection, but they refuse to. All they have to do is run a new cable into the POP, but the customer wasn't satisfied, so they called me. So this is how I'm growing. Go out there. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to call customers close to the local provider's POP because they'll get good service. They're not. Call them anyway. Reach out to them. See what works. Now, one of the greats from Kentucky is Muhammad Ali. Very inspirational person. And a quote that I want you all to see, because I can remember very clearly a Windstream rep looking me in the face and saying, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're doing. So now I would like to turn to them next time I see them, and I'm going to Ask them one simple question. How tall are you? So I know how far to move back when you fail and when you fall down. So Muhammad Ali is one of the greats from Kentucky. I don't consider myself a great, but in front of everyone here and with the power of everyone here from companies to other ISPs, I feel like I'm someone great. And thank you all for that.
Be safe there. We'll see if you have any questions. And I'll tell you, John.